Hi guys, and welcome to another all things tennis racket review video. Today we're going to be looking at the Gravity line, brand new for 2023. It's the update in terms of the auxetics, so thanks for Head for allowing us to get this review nice and early for you guys. We're using a different format today guys, so please let us know what you think of this new format in terms of trying to get the players' authentic views as they're hitting. Really, you get to see the difference in their ball while they're playing. It's more shot related for you rather than a more stand-up interview format that we've used previously. So yeah, let us know if you hate it or if you like it. That'd be nice as well. We can format our reviews based on what you want guys, so let us know in the comment section below. My first impression of just watching them hit is that I think the tour really suits Michelle in terms of taking it early with a nice flat stroke. The tour, you obviously have a denser pattern of the 1820, and it's only at that 305 gram weight, which we're really finding today is her ideal weight that she should be looking at hitting with. The pro, I feel like with Michelle, it's going to be a bit too heavy for her. 315, it's quite a high swing weight, I feel like, as well, the pro. And then you've got the MP at 295 grams. I feel like these guys are such good players that without customization, that's going to be a little bit light for them. We're going to get their impressions and see what they think. So you've got the MP in your hand here. It's got the new auxetic technology. Have you used the Gravity before?
No, never.
So the MP at 295, first impressions, what do you reckon?
I actually really liked it. Like the minute I hit the first ball, I was like, oh, it's really nice. I think it's suited to my game.
Yeah. And then stability, obviously at 295 grams, is that a little bit light for you?
Yeah, it's a little light. I think I'm feeling that a little bit. Like, I think sometimes I'm missing the ball because I'm swinging way too much. Yeah. I feel like you have to do that when the racket's a bit light. Yeah,
but a nice clean feel on impact. It's quite a soft feeling racket. 100-inch head, which is kind of what you were using before.
Yeah.
Let's give you now the tour. Just from seeing you hitting, I think this will suit you in terms of taking it early, flattening out your strokes. 1820 pattern of the tour is going to give you a bit more control, and 305 grams, which I think we found your weight at 305, right?
Yeah. So
let's get the 295 back and let's look at the 305 in terms of the weight. Let us know your thoughts. So on the tour, obviously, can you notice the lower launch angle on the 1820? Are you getting that more control than the 1620 in the MP?
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's more controlled. I think it's a better match for me.
And the weight, obviously you've tried a few rackets today. This being at 305 gram, is that right in your wheelhouse in terms of exactly what you want weight-wise?
Yeah, that's exactly what I would go for.
So in all the Gravities you tried at the moment, is this the one for you in terms of the weight and the string pattern? What would you want a little bit more? What is it giving you brilliantly?
Yeah, I would definitely go with this one, I think. One thing that I really like is that it's just a bit of an easy racket. Like, it's very flexible. I think you generate really good power with it. Only thing I might want to add is a bit more control, right? For me personally. Like, I think sometimes I hit a few on first errors with it, but I feel like... And tension-wise, what are you normally using when you're competing? Depends, but most of the time I try to stick to either 52 or 54.
52 or 54. Okay, so that's in and around that. So let's have a little bit more hitting with the tour. See if you can get grooved. Obviously changing rackets, having different launch angles and weights.
I think I might just be missing a lot because I've changed so many rackets. Yeah, I do like it though.
What? So what Michelle mentioned is she wants a little bit more control. Michelle is in this kind of testing phase at the moment where she's trying lots of rackets, and she obviously loves the control of going down to a blade and that 98 or the E-Zone 98. But what is it that she wants really? Does she want that perfect mixture of power and control, which is just what? That is the ideal racket, the holy grail if it's out there. It'd be interesting to see if this translates, because Gravity's a soft racket, easy to play with, and then you've got the 1820 pattern, which I think is going to really suit her flat strokes. And look, she's hitting a great ball with it. It'd be interesting to see what she thinks. Okay, so you've had a little bit more hit with the 1820. You find you're getting grooved in that ground strokes there?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like I'm really adjusting to it, and I think it's really matching my game. It just feels so nice coming off the racket.
So compare this now for me with a blade. A blade, you got the similar specs in the 305 gram weight. This is probably a little bit softer. The 1820 pattern versus the 1619, and a 100-inch head versus the 98. For you, you've come from 100 and you want that control. Does this kind of do everything that you need it to in that specs-wise it's forgiving with the 100-inch, but you get the control of the 1820?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like I would play with this racket. Like, it's giving me a bit of everything. Compared to the blade, I feel like the blade can be a little bit stiff at times. But this one is just really like flexible. Yeah, lots of.
And I guess if you've ever had problems with tennis elbows, you get players, these rackets are very flexible. They came out as the first Graphene 360 Plus spiral fibre, and these New York Zetics, I think they've taken these gravity rackets up another level because you're getting that little bit more stable feel. The Tour was one of my favourites before, but yeah, let's have some serves, see how it translates then to match play. Yeah. So overall impressions on the serve, you've hit a few now. You're getting dialed in. Does it feel like something you trust on the serve?
Yeah, it feels like my favourite serve is down and T.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's really good for that. Like, it's giving that flatness but control.
Yeah. And are you finding any difference in adapting to the different pattern, denser pattern there?
Yeah, definitely. Like, for every player, I think they need to adjust to the different patterns and different head sizes, but it's not something that's like incredibly hard. After a couple of hits, I think you'll be smooth with it.
Yeah, and that's what you're finding with this racket. It's quite an easy transition, soft feeling. You look like you're hitting your spots in terms of that big flat serve down the tee. So overall, you've had to hit like point play, serves. What's your overall impression of the Tour?
I really like it. I think it suits a player that likes to attack. I think it would even suit a player that likes to be a bit of a grinder. I just think it's a really easy racket. Like, I don't think anyone can play with it and be like, oh, it's not suiting me. I think it would kind of match up with anyone, really. And
then the design of the racket?
I really like it. I think the blue with the black is just such a classy look. I really like it.
Okay, Michelle's first impressions. Pro, like we thought, a little bit heavy in terms of the contact. The Tour is right in her specs range, and she actually really does like this racket. So we like to make her life a little bit trickier. Bring another racket into the mix and make her racket choice that bit harder, guys. So for her, it's a Tour. The MP 295 is not a tournament racket in terms of like the weight. You'd have to weight it up. But that's why they've got the Gravity Tour in the line, and that's what it's done for Michelle today. So thumbs up in terms of this new Gravity Tour. Let's see what Chirag thinks of the line. Okay, so impressions, Chirag. Obviously, you normally use like a Blade 98 or maybe transitioning to the 97 Pro Staff. This is a 315 gram weight, so in your specs range, but it's 100 square inches. What were you finding in terms of, obviously that's probably going to give you a little bit more power. You're someone that maybe doesn't need that extra power. How did it translate to you?
I kind of felt like I had control on certain shots, particularly the backhand and the slice. But in general, particularly on the forehand, the feel I felt was a little bit less stable than what I'm kind of used to.
Okay, so the big thing about the Gravity is a bit of a softer feel. It's lower in the stiffness rating, which is an RA, and it's a softer racket. Did you find that compared to the other rackets we've talked about today in terms of Pro Staffs, blades, etc., that because it's softer, it doesn't transition to your game as well?
Yeah, I said it when I was hitting with the Pro Staff, that the best feeling I have is when I don't particularly like it when rackets do that through impact. I think the Pro Staffs and the blade as well, because I've weighted up, is quite still.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it's a little bit flimsy.
Yeah. Okay. So the softer feel maybe is translating to Chirag with a little bit less stability than the Pro Staffs. Talk to me then, in terms of being a softer feel and a 100 square inch head, you may be getting a little bit more power. What kind of player would this suit?
I think someone I mean, particularly when I was hitting forehands, I feel you can get quite a bit of rip with
Yeah.
this. You can get lots of spin. I mean, if someone's kind of wants, you know, to like maybe just kind of grind a little bit from the back, but also go for it with their forehand, go big and try and open up the court.
Yeah.
This is probably a good racket.
And we've touched on it that you're someone that has their own power. Your timing is your power, right? You're hitting against a big ball from the other end. But say for people that are trying to generate their own pace a bit more, you know, maybe not playing against pros, which give you weight of ball. Does this translate to something that is suitable for them, as in it gives you that extra power while being in that kind of 315 weight range?
I don't feel you'd have to force it with this. I think that's probably better for players that are trying to just kind of get that kind of easier power.
Yeah.
I think that, and also maybe a little bit easier to handle.
Yeah.
As well. I think. Yeah.
Because I think when you get to like 315 weight and you get stiffer frames, and you know, you're in the territory, if your technique's not right or you're not leaving strings in, tennis elbows are an epidemic, right, in tennis. Do these softer feels translate to someone that, you know, wants that pro feel in terms of a racket that's stable, gives you control, but obviously softer feel there?
Yeah, a little bit. I feel that I can gain more stability when I use other rackets.
Yeah.
But I still think that in terms of a pro racket, it is a decent racket. Just maybe my game style doesn't.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
As much, yeah.
So there you have it. Shirag's thoughts overall was it was a nice frame, but he likes the stability and like a thinner beamed racket. He's moving more towards a pro staff and a blade, and the gravity has a softer feel. Obviously, 100 square inch head as well. So it's in that balance between being a player's frame, but also soft and easy to play with. So it gives you that extra power. Something Shirag maybe doesn't need himself, but really did translate to Michelle and being an easy racket to play with, and that forgiving easy power, which she actually really liked and be a racket to test to. So my overall thoughts on the frame is that this is a really good update. I think they've made it more stable. For me, the Auxetic technology is very, very comfortable to play with, and that's something that for the general demographic of tennis players, maybe not pros, is right up there. That comfortable feel, so you're playing, your technique might not be perfect, but because it's a softer feel, it's easier on your joints and better for you in the long run. So I think it's a great job they've done in the update. I do think it feels different to the old ones. You have the extra stability, which I've seen mirrored in terms of other play testers as well. So props to the gravity here. The Tour was probably the favourite of the day because it's at that 305 gram weight range. The 100 square inch and the 315 gram weight of the Pro was a little bit much in terms of power for Shirag, but the Tour won for Michelle. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. We've got a little bit of a different way of filming today, getting the impressions of the players as they're playing and getting that authentic view of what makes a racket slightly different to hit with than others they've hit with on the same day. So give us your feedback in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you not? And we will give you more reviews like this one and help support players like Shirag here and Michelle on their journey to become better professional tennis players.